What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Big Footballs podcast, the weekly podcast where we talk about everything football that we really care about. Another week, no Evan. Evan gave us another update that now, on top of not having internet in his small town, they now have no power. So prayers for Evan, because I don't know what's going on up there. Now, I know, so Evan's in Washington, and they are, I'm assuming, not as well equipped for that kind of stuff, but you're in Connecticut. So, like, how do you guys handle snow?
Like, what do you mean? How do we handle it? We don't really worry about
How
it too
equipped
much.
are you for a snowstorm?
Oh, we're pretty equipped. We've got plows. They salt the roads. You know, they had it. We got about a foot this past week, and they had it cleared within the day. So didn't really slow us down very much. I'm sure Canada is well ready for snow. You guys are built for it.
Yeah, like we don't. Our snow's actually not that bad right now. It's just the cold. Like when we get our cold snap in January, we had a really chill December, and then January hit, and like boom, overnight dropped from like 10 degrees to like minus 20.
Oh
It's a
wow,
pretty
it's real cool.
yeah.
Jeez.
And so yeah, that happens, which is not great. It just gets cold. Snow is whatever. The big difference, though, it's funny you mentioned because you said you guys use salt,
Yeah.
and but we use gravel.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a big. It's not like a debate. It's kind of like so we use gravel in Alberta, and like other provinces don't really know. So it's like it's not like it's a Canada thing. Like I remember when I was living in BC, I went to buy a car, and what am I trying to say? So when I went to buy a car, the BC guy was like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to buy a car from Alberta. Like they use salt on the roads."
Yep.
And I was like, "No, we don't. Like that's not us." But who does use salt is Ontario, so like the province of Toronto. They use salt, and that's like a big thing. Is like, oh, like yeah, if you're gonna buy a used car, don't buy one from Ontario, because like all the salt, like the bottom of it, is destroyed and will be rusted.
Yep.
So we use gravel, but like gravel means like everyone's windshields get destroyed.
Yeah, I was
It's just
wondering how
rock
that would
chips like
work.
crazy.
Yeah, I feel like your front bumper would get just destroyed with rock chips.
Yeah,
But
and like everyone, it's funny because like when I moved there, I was like, oh, like do you guys put like 3M on the front of your cars? And they're like, why would we put 3M on our cars? I was like, because the gravel flies up and hits your car. So like it's very common. Like when you get a new car, you can do it yourself with companies everywhere. 3M. So it's like it's clear 3M and it wraps the entire front, half of your hood, your fenders, your mirrors.
yeah.
That's like standard practice when you get a car. Like if you care about it, you wrap the front.
Yeah. Don't they call it PPF? That's what we
Yeah.
call it. Paint protection film.
Yeah.
Just like a clear coating to protect it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it sometimes above your windshield. There's even they even make it now for that goes on top of your windshield. They
Really?
make like so it's like you put it on every. It's kind of like stupid because it's like you're adding protection and stuff. It's like for a
Yeah.
thing that's made of metal. I don't know, but yeah, so we don't salt, we gravel. So
Yeah.
we are ready for it though.
Yeah.
Whenever it hits.
We use a ton of salt. So kind of like you were talking about, don't buy a car from, would you say, Ontario because they rust out?
Yeah.
It's the same deal here. A lot of cars are pretty rusted. So I'm not driving my nicer vehicle now because I don't want it to get all nasty with the salt.
Yep.
So, but yeah,
That's standard.
I'm not huge on salt, but I feel like gravel's equally as bad as far as like, and you just pick which one. They're both pretty rough.
Yeah, different things.
Yeah.
But enough about that. We're gonna jump right into drip or skip. Then we're gonna circle back. And the reason we're going to do this is because sometimes people don't know drip or skip happens because we always do it near the end. But this time we're doing drip or skip right on the front. And that way people that don't watch the full podcast actually get to see this is a thing we do and we want submissions for.
Yes.
So if you guys want to submit your own photos, you can submit them to BigFootballGuys.
Yes.
So BigFootballGuys with an S, plural, podcast at gmail.com. Send us your photos. We put them in a folder. We organize it. Then we get it ready. We put them in the queue. And we got a couple in there right now for the next couple of weeks, but we want more in there so we can kind of do these all off season and into the spring. Yep. So we're starting with that right now. We teased it last week because we just straight up ran out of time. But this week we are doing, it's either Jay or Jai Jackson.
Yep.
And I'm guessing it's Jai. Jai?
Not sure. Could go either way. Either way, he's got some cool stuff on. Let's check it out.
So before we get too deep in, let's just do a browse. Yeah. So this is photo 1. This is photo 2. photo 3, photo 4, 5, and 6.
What do you think?
Everyone's is a little different.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of different gear going on here. It might take us a little bit to kind of get through
Yeah.
this. There's a lot of stuff going
So, first photo, I actually recognize this arm sleeve.
Yeah, is that Sports Unlimited?
At Sports Unlimited, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because the forearm pad is like super not common in arm sleeves. The arm pad is.
Yeah.
The forearm's not. So it's he's got an interesting look. Here he's wearing a Zenith Shadow.
Yeah, you don't see those very often.
Don't see those, but you can clear that team has a couple. Is that helmet behind it a Zenith Shadow, or is that a Vengeance?
Yeah, that's a Shove Vengeance and then the Riddell Speed.
Yeah. Okay, it's a little mix.
Yeah.
He's got the Nike Dunks.
Those are the older Jordan 1 lows with the
Oh,
older.
they are. Yeah, because look at the traction plate.
Yeah, that's the older plate.
Yeah. So that's cool. Wilson Towel.
Yeah, the NFL brand one too. Nice.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff here, but this is like clearly his next evolution is going to be this.
Now this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You got the Speed Flex. You got the Shock 2.0 G. Shout out Shock visors. Little mouth guard. It's not a lip guard. It's like a regular one. Couple like forearm shivers, sweatbands. Looks like he's got a shoulder injury or something. Looks like a shoulder brace. We've got some super bad 5s, right? Yeah. And then custom thigh pads. Check those out. Those are pretty cool.
I think that's the first time we've seen that, right? People doing their own custom tray decals.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. It says Jacko. Is that a jackhammer like coming out of the sea, or am I thinking too much?
I thought it was a lightning bolt, but maybe that makes more sense.
That'd
And
be very unique if that's the case.
this I recognize. The skull. I don't remember what from though. Is it Punisher?
I think so. Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I like the look he's got going here.
Yeah, this is a good look.
It's clean. He's got the little bit of red tape. Got the sleeves. This is peak, and he's in the European Football League. Is that it there?
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure. A little logo down there. What position do you think this guy plays? I'm kind of having trouble picking it out.
I know.
Okay, we'll get to it.
I think I'm working on it. So I think. Oh wait a minute. Maybe I don't.
See, I was thinking linebacker, but then this picture.
That's what I thought, right?
He's got D-tacs on, so I was kind of like, that's different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because he's got the D-tacs here, D-tacs here. This is the new version, so he upgraded from the Jordan 1 lows to the Panda Dunks.
Yep, he's got the Dunks. Those are tough to get, especially in Europe. I bet it was not easy to get his hands on those.
Yeah, like I have a friend that plays in Europe, and like he comes home for when he's not there, so like he might have just got all this stuff in the States.
That makes sense.
I'm assuming he's an American.
Yeah.
Let's see. So okay, yeah, this look here is the end, right? Because you got the internal guys. They're
he's like
all
an
the way
edge,
down.
yeah.
He's on the edge.
Yep.
Hey, look at it. Even his socks have Jacko.
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
I don't know.
Mr. Jackson, please comment on this video and let us know.
It's got to be custom stuff he's doing for himself. It has to be. It's
sweet though. Like I love it.
It's cool. He's got his own logo.
Yeah, I love like individuality like that. Also, another note: these are the updated Jordan 1 lows. So we had the old ones with the old traction plate, and then this pair is the updated one with the edge traction plate. So that's kind of cool. So he's got all sorts of cleat heat. He's got like all 3 of like the black and white Nike cleats. He has the old ones, he has the old ones, the new ones, and then the Panda Dunks too. He's got all 3.
Yeah.
That's commitment. I like it.
Okay, but now this photo so when I saw this photo, I thought he was like kick stepping, so I thought he was a lineman. But it's clear he's just like getting his hands ready to like shed the block.
Yeah, he's ready to fill.
Yeah, okay, so he's some kind of like outside linebacker in the European Football League. So it's a clean look. He's got the arm sleeves are old. I think this is the same sleeve from the first photo, right? He just wears them a little lower at times.
Let's see. Those ones have I think that's the Nike Pro branding on like where the side is flipped up by his right or left elbow. I think
and he just wears it a little higher sometimes.
Yeah. No,
I like honestly. Yeah, it's a clean look, man.
Yeah.
I wish can you imagine? Honestly, so okay, what's your rating before we kind of step out of this?
I mean, it'd be tough. Like, I don't want to just give out 10s, so I'm gonna give him like a 9.5. But like, honestly, I don't know what he could improve.
Okay, my only thing is I'm pretty sure these are like make it yourself scrunch socks. I don't like when the scrunch socks they have all the vertical ribbing of like a traditional sock.
Yeah.
It's like it's too messy at that point. So that'd be the only thing I take off. I'll give them an 8.9.
That's fair. Yeah, that's not too bad. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. You've got the speed
Yep.
flex, visor, sleeves, gloves, custom thigh pads, dope cleats, good sock game, towel. Like it's complete head to toe. This is fire. Nice.
Do you know anyone that like man, I like the dream to go play in the European Football League when you're kind of like on your way out. It seems so cool to me.
Really? I've never thought about
Yeah,
it.
like my buddy did it, and like they have their games and practices, but then you're kind of just living with some dudes, like traveling around Europe.
Yeah, I remember watching the I Know Football Diaries, of course, and it was pretty cool to see
Yep.
kind of the stuff they get to do and all that. It was pretty dope. Looks like fun. Just a big commitment, to go over there and just football and everything.
Yeah, but
Definitely
you know
fun.
what? If you're like someone that plays football and you want to travel, like it's a neat way to travel.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could go to the Philippines, you could go to Mexico, you could go to Germany, France.
Yeah.
Like anywhere in there. Like it's cool.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff.
Now, outside of that, getting back to our real lives, we were going to talk about our fantasy, but then we didn't because Evan wasn't here and he was supposed to be back this week. So we were going to wait for him because he's a fantasy guy, but he's not back and fantasy's already done. So we're going to talk about it quickly and then we'll move on. How did your fantasy year go?
So unfortunately, I went 7-7, kind of a pretty mid-year. I feel like I had a really good team. Got bumped in the first round of the playoffs by the guy that would go on to win, the whole league. But like, it was a 10-man. Yeah, it was a 10-man league. My team was pretty solid. I had Lamar Jackson, Travis Etienne, Saquon Barkley, Keenan Allen, Stephon Diggs. Who's my tight end? Evan Ingram. And then my flex was Chris Olave. And we still lost the first round and went 7-7. So feels like a good team to me, but a couple guys sold. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Do next year. How about you?
So I'm in 2 leagues. One of them, I made it all the way to the championship.
Nice.
I started the year terrible, and I was like, man, this looks like a good team, and I don't know. It's just slow.
Yeah.
And then I went on like a 9-game winning streak, rolled all the way through to the championship. And I had to choose between Pacheco and Zeke. And in my head, I literally knew, I was like, whoever I pick here is going to win or lose me the championship. It's going to come down to this. I'm going to, like, knowing me, I'm going to screw up this pick. And I was like, I got to go with Zeke based on, like, it was like the Bills' TD differential that year for running backs and how they were rolling, and Ramondre Stevenson wasn't back. I was like, Pacheco's got the shoulder thing. He has his ankle thing. Chiefs are kind of trending down. And I was like, I don't know. Like, and so I picked Zeke. Zeke got me 11 points. Pacheco got me 18, and I lost by 4.
Yep, sounds about right. That sounds like fantasy football.
Yeah, and in my other league, I came in like second to last place.
Really?
In that league, we had arguably the most dominant performance by anyone of like our league ever.
Yeah.
He went like, I think I had 1,400 points total, and he had like 1,800. He lost like one game. It's not like the championship was close. He won like 140 to 90 something.
Jeez.
Like he ended, like, you looked at, and both of his guys on his bench both put up 20 points.
Jeez. Yeah.
And he just, like, I don't know what he did that I didn't do, but it sucked. So anyways, I got second place. I got some money out of it, not all of it. What do you guys do for prize?
So we all had, I think it's a $25 buy-in. We actually probably still have to pay the guy. Totally forgot about that. Oh, well.
You got to collect before the year starts or else it's screwed.
Yeah, we didn't do that. So we'll see if he gets his money. We'll see.
Our commissioner, he locks your teams, which is cool. It's actually like, it's one league is very well run and the other league is not well run, and you can see the difference.
Yeah.
We have it's $50 or $65 buy-in. But we increased our fees so that way every year we could throw a party to start the year.
Oh, that's dope. That's cool.
So like the winner last year was like, he's like, I don't want the money. Like, I'll donate like $200 to you guys. Like, throw a draft party.
Nice.
And we did that, and it was like sick. Like, we smoked a bunch of meat, did a bunch of stuff, and then we were like, this is sick. We should do this again next year. And it was like, okay, if everyone chips in $15 extra for their fees for the year, we can do this every year. I was like, done.
Yeah,
easy.
That's an easy choice. Yeah, that's a good time.
So we have that, and then we also have a sword.
A sword.
Yeah, so we have it's a full length, legitimate sword that the names get engraved down the blade.
That's pretty dope.
Every year.
That's dope.
And then when the blade runs out, we're gonna buy a shield.
Of course. That is the
Yeah, right.
next
And then
logical
so
step.
like
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, the sword, like, and you know what, maybe this is the little bit of what I did was we had a Christmas party and the sword was at the guy's house. And some guys are superstitious about the sword and some guys aren't. And I was like, I'm not superstitious. So I brought over a bunch of cantaloupes, watermelons, and I was like, we've never used a sword. Like, let's use it. And so we cut up a bunch of fruit and like had fun in the backyard. And I lost in the championship. So
So now, moving forward,
I
you
don't
might
know.
not want to mess with the sword, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's pretty much it in our lives right now. Now that football national championship is done,
Yeah.
football's in the playoffs. Things are slowing down.
Yep.
It's coming to an end.
Yeah, today was my last day of doing, all the best looks in the Cleat Heat for the week, and it's been a long year. I don't know, it's been a lot. So I'm excited to just kind of chill out for a bit, get back to the reviews, and just switch things up a little bit.
Yep.
It'll be good. Can't wait.
Like, I'm planning videos through March right now. I have February planned, and it's like I'm really excited for the stuff we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's
So
just
cool.
when you do something for so long, eventually you just kind of just want to switch it up
Yep.
and get back to something different. So,
Yep.
I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm ready for
Yeah.
that stuff. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Now, speaking of things slowing down, we only got one piece of news this week.
Yeah.
It's big news. It's big, but it's one piece of news.
Yeah.
And Devin, you posted about it, and it's funny because I was thinking the exact same thing. I didn't say it, but
Yeah, so I put something on my story. I saw this and I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, we really bullied them into adding this top bar. When this helmet first released, everyone's like, this thing is hideous. It's missing something. It's missing the top bar. And it looks like we did enough. And now Riddell has added a top bar. Initially, this helmet came without a top bar, so it can supposedly flex better. So I wonder if adding this top bar has kind of negated that, or if they kind of found a workaround for it to have the top bar and then still have the same amount of flex. It doesn't really look like it's mounted anywhere. I don't know if you noticed that. Do you think is it mounted anywhere up top or no?
No.
So
floating.
it's pretty much strictly for looks, right?
Well, I'm assuming there was a couple things. So, like, how do you? So they said no. A top bar gets in the way. If you have a top bar, it will not allow the helmet to flex. We got to get rid of that top bar. And everyone said, okay, well, maybe safety wise, yes, but like it looks weird and we're not ready for that. And it was like, well, that I was kind of willing to concede with. Because I was like, you know what? If it's like the next evolution of helmets, like it's gonna come either way. They always want to get safer. So like maybe they don't have a top bar anymore. And like I was honestly starting to get used to it with a visor. Without a visor, it still looked weird.
Yeah,
but I was getting used to it. But then throughout the season, you saw a bunch of issues with actually like a top bar not existing outside of like cosmetic. So there was like helmets getting like, if you don't have the top bar, it's like you needed the visor to close the gap up enough. But if you had a visor, the visor didn't work in the rain because you want to be able to take your visor off in the rain, so people would remove it. But then with the larger gap without a visor, like helmets were getting stuck together, and they've clearly changed. It looks like the material of the face mask as well. It used to be more like it was like a plastic looking, like a thicker tube almost.
Yeah.
Like that's what it described.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so like they've changed some stuff. There's a couple things. So number one, it's kind of weird that they're like on their Instagram, they're like still posting like their original video like same day of, so it's like, okay, it doesn't even look like that anymore. Like I don't know, it just feels really misaligned as far as like, at least just from a marketing perspective, but like, oh, they're promoting this stuff, but like they had all this footage like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like none of this is new. So like, why are you reposting it now? Let's see. Did they partner for the All-American Bowl? They might have.
Just speed flexes?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
maybe.
speed
Yeah.
flexes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know there was at the Under Armour Next, there was speed flexes as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they did something with them. But anyways, then they posted it at the AFCA, and so that's what the American Football Coaches Association or something.
Yep.
Basically, that's the thing every year where all of, like, the companies, the manufacturers come and like show off all their stuff. So it'll be all like the padding companies, girdle companies, Sports Star, Riddell, all of them still go to it. We don't see as much of the companies that we used to. So Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, Oakley. Most of the big hitters kind of don't anymore.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's kind of, where they showed it. But anyways, right after that, they showed another marketing photo of like the championship being Michigan and um, Washington, but it didn't have a top bar. So it's like, it's
Yeah.
kind of like there's these two things fighting with each other from a marketing perspective, that they're not a little aligned. But yeah, I'm curious to see how they spin it, because if they, like, there's really no, I'm marketing is always a spin. Because like, are they going to say, hey, we noticed there was safety issues, so we switched it, or hey, there was people didn't love the way it looked, so we switched it, or they just completely ignore it and just don't say anything and just move on? I
Yeah.
kind of think they'll do that.
I don't think the new Top Bar face mask is like the standard.
Yeah.
I think it's just another option for people to have. I don't think so. I don't know if all this like old like marketing, the stuff with no visor is like incorrect or like not as it could be. I think this is
Yeah.
just a new face mask option for them to have. So like guys can kind of make the decision if they want the top bar or if they don't want the top bar.
Yeah.
So
So wait, you think they'll be allowed the option?
I mean, just looking at the caption on that post, it says these new face masks for our Riddell Axiom are looking clean. So I think it's just a face mask option, not like the standard, like how they're all going to be moving forward.
Oh, I took it as like, oh, we're going to switch it so they all have face masks starting next year.
They might do that, but I don't think they can admit that to themselves. I don't think they could go out and say that, because that would basically be like admitting that they were wrong about not having the top bar. So even though that might be the case, I don't think they would admit it. Also, the picture they used for this doesn't have a visor, which is weird. I'd like to see what it would look like with a visor and a top bar. We'll see.
Now, I know AFCA's always ahead of stuff, so I'm assuming marketing-wise on their website, they won't probably be ready for it.
Probably not.
But let's go to, I want to look at face masks. Can you buy face masks? Accessories, face masks?
I think I've tried, like, for our What Pros Were videos to, like, find face masks here to link, and I don't think I can ever find face masks from Riddell. I always go to Green Gridiron. So maybe
I doubt that Green Gridiron would have them. If they're just presenting it at AFCA, that means there's obviously no probably purchase orders from like Green Gridiron or anyone yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna double check. I don't know if they even have Axiom face mask. Period. I don't see any.
Where do you buy a Riddell Axiom face mask if you want one?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. Let's see. I just googled it. Shopping. I can't find any for sale.
No, that's odd.
Kind of tricky. So if you get an Axiom, then you have to stick with whatever face mask you get. So if you buy an Axiom and like at the time you're playing linebacker and you have a linebacker friendly face, and then you make the switch to skill position, you just can't change your face mask. That would kind of suck.
I mean, maybe they're gatekeeping it with the rep, their Riddell rep, because they gatekeep their ability to buy the helmets anyways. So I'm assuming it's just a line, but whatever.
Yeah, they do things weird.
Anyways, yeah, I'm curious. I think probably, I don't know. No clue what they're going to do there. Curious to see how they spin it. I don't think they will. I think they'll just leave it and just move on.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah. But outside of that, we don't really have a lot this week besides one of our weekly segments that we'll do to wrap it up here after a couple things. Cleat Heat.
Oh, yeah. Cleat Heat. That's my favorite. Let's do it. I just got it posted up not too long ago.
All right.
Here we go. It's time for some Cleat Heat. So up first, we have Jalen Ramsey. I mean, these cleats are fire. So these are the Factory Lab JR1s. But Jordan, the customizer for this, designed it to look like a Jordan 5. So this is kind of a neat idea. Taking his signature shoe and then turning it into, an existing shoe. It looks clean, don't get me wrong, but like, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of having your own signature shoe? If you're going to model it after somebody else's.
Yeah, I don't really know, for example, why they took the time to do certain things with the cleat.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe, I don't know, maybe for testing and stuff, they always had to have a baseline cleat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he just always obviously wants to do the luck stuff for games. So I don't really know. It's like, And also, like the guys nowadays, like they don't want to design one thing and wear that thing every week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if he designed it to look like a Jordan 5, like this, for example, first off, would he get in trouble? Maybe not. I don't know. But would he want to wear the same thing next week, just in a different colorway?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe this was the
Yeah.
goal
So
all
it's like,
along, to like create a custom shoe that he feels great in performance wise, but it's also like the perfect canvas to make it look like other stuff too. Maybe that was the goal from the start.
maybe.
That'd be kind of dope.
Um,
That's like next level thinking. Creating like your
yeah.
own base cleat just to do some like really cool stuff down the line. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to Jordan a bit, and he said the trickiest thing actually with these cleats is the booty.
Yeah, I
Um,
bet.
the booty is like really nice. And like on my pair, the booty's sick. They're really easy to slip on and off. But the challenge is because of the material and the need for the booty to like be flexible to get your foot in and out and kind of give you that flexibility.
Yeah,
You can't really mess with it at all. So like everything he designs has to make sure it like still looks like the way he wants, but doesn't impact the booty at all, that back kind of heel bit.
yeah,
But they always do a super good job of like integrating it, looking where it's not like cutting off or anything like weird. Matches the colors. Like, yeah, it's super clean. He does great stuff for him.
yeah. No,
Um,
these are incredible. These look really good.
yep,
They look
that's him
great.
there. Jordan Diab.
Yeah, that's my
This
guy.
guy. All right,
Next
who's
up,
next?
next we got Leonard Fournette, who is a
Yep.
Buffalo Bill. I forgot he kind of hopped on for the playoffs here, but he pulled up in a
Yeah.
pair of Jordan 7s in an Olympic colorway. So these are kind of an iconic colorway of the Jordan 7. Jordan 7. Yeah, Jordan 7.
Yep.
I mean, these are super clean. Honestly, like these are some of the cleanest cleats I've seen all year. These are customs, Coda Customs. Reconstruction as always from him, and these are really clean. I like them a lot. Good stuff.
Yeah, they're the can Bills use yellow? I never remember.
I can't imagine that they would be able to, but it's such a subtle amount of gold. I don't think anybody's
Yeah,
gonna notice.
not enough to.
It's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
We've seen worse. Next up, we've got. So didn't he change his name? His name was Chauncey Gardner Johnson, right? Didn't he
Yeah.
change his name to like CD Deuce? Did that happen?
Did he?
I don't know his
I don't know.
name.
CJ
Yeah,
GJ
Gardner
changed his
Johnson,
name.
Chauncey. Like he's had so many different names. Despite this, he has yet
Gardner
to formally
Johnson.
change his name to CD Deuce.
Oh, so it's just
But
like
he's
a call me this
planning
type
to.
thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Now he. I remember it was a whole thing. He was like, "I'm legally changing my name to CD Deuce," but it looks like he hasn't yet. So CD Deuce, CJ Gardner Johnson, Chauncey Gardner, whatever you're gonna call him, he pulled up in a pair of KD4s in his return. So he's been out a lot of the season, and then he was back, ready for the playoffs, and pulled up in this very nice pair of KD4s, black, silver, blue. Looks great with these all gray Detroit uniforms, and another pair from Coda Customs. These are sweet. Another basketball silhouette on the gridiron. Looks good, as always. What do you think?
What cleats are these? What's the base?
Oh, that's going to be tricky. Actually, no, it's not. These are the Nike Vapor Carbon Elite 2014s. I can tell by the traction plate and then just like how the heel is as well.
Yeah, I guess it's so tough because like I'm struggling to figure it out because it looks bulky, but it's also like built on top of. So
Well, now I'm looking at the tongue. The tongue's kind of throwing me off. I don't know if this is an added tongue because the OG 2014 Vapor Carbon Elites are like one piece. There's no legit tongue, so I don't know if that tongue is
yeah.
added. Now I'm confused. These don't look like. I mean, they have the OG plate though,
So
I'm not sure.
are these Cornelius Enzo? What's his
What?
name? Enzo World?
What are you talking about?
Isn't that him?
Coda Customs?
No. Enzo. What's the dude? Enzo Cleats or whatever?
Those cleats? The lightning bolt cleats?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What Cornelius Enzo? What about him?
Are these those?
Oh no,
Built
the
on,
traction.
no?
Nah, the traction plate's totally different. These are the OG like vapor carbon plate. They're just painted silver.
Oh, okay, because like I know because his cleats have a very similar style as far as like
Yeah.
the toe box and stuff, and I know that I'm pretty sure Enzo's plate is a replica of the Nike plate, but it's a molded plastic, so it's like the same aesthetic as one of the old Nike plates, but it's not the same.
I'm pretty sure it's the
So
same
that's what.
plate that we saw in the Phenom Elite stuff. I'm
Oh, is
pretty
it?
sure it's the same. Yeah. I don't know. He won't send us out any, so can't check for myself. But I'm pretty sure it's the same
Fair.
plate, which
Okay.
it is. I don't know how good that is, but We'll
Whatever.
see. Can't judge on them because I've never seen them. But
Okay.
yeah, cool cleats. Next up, these are cool. So this is Von Miller, Buffalo Bills. I think he recently signed a deal with Asics, kind of like Stephon Diggs did. So he took a pair of his Adidas and turned them into an Asics football cleat. So these are sick. These are done by the surgeon who does a lot of stuff with like the high end athletes. We've seen him and OBJ do a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
These are sweet. These are some of the coolest cleats I've seen in a minute. These are cool. It's just a little bit different from your usual stuff. And now this is the second time we've seen Asics of all brands on the football field. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah. What is the plan there? Because, like, first off, I thought Von Miller was with Adidas.
He was. I mean, he was definitely, but I think he's joined Asics. Let me look it up really quick.
So I didn't know. Like, obviously he clearly has doing something with Asics, but I still thought he was with Adidas. So I was like, how does he do that?
I mean, if it's like an off the field thing, like Stephon Diggs, I think he ended his deal with Jordan and now he's with Asics, but it's like an off the field thing, so he can wear whatever he wants on the field. I think that's
but that's the confusing thing. Is it was like, oh, Stephon Diggs announces off-field partnership with Asics, but then for 1 week he wore those Asics cleats, but then after that he still wears his Jordan cleats.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? So then I thought I was like, oh, maybe he is still with Jordan because he's like, why did he do this once? Same thing with the Asics. I saw those cleats yesterday, and I was like, so is he with Asics now, and is he only wearing these once just to promote it, and then it disappears again? And I was like, I didn't know that he wasn't with Adidas because he's still wearing Adidas gloves, like the old ones. Like it's the same style he's worn forever.
Yeah, those are the Adizero 8.0s with the fade and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
so I don't. It's
really
confusing.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'll give you that.
Yep. They're still cool though. Like it's different.
Dope. Like the colors are really nice. Like a silver overlay with some red and some blue. Cool laces. It's a good pair.
Yep.
Next up, we got
these
Michael
are clean.
Pittman. You like these? You're a Colts guy. Of course you like these. So these pretty simple. Blue with a little bit of Gucci inspired print. I mean, it's not really inspired. That is the Gucci print, right? You can't really see in this photo, but that silver is like, it's like a rainbow shine. It's really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You might be able to see the full video if you go to his account. I tagged the artist. His name is Seashell. He posted a reel on
I like how he incorporated the Nike swoosh into like the wraparound.
Yeah. So let's see. Where's the video?
I don't see it on his page, but at least not recently.
Unfortunate.
Whatever.
He sent me in my DMs.
I can be a bit of a hater sometimes, but these are cool. I like these.
Really? I didn't strike you as a fan of these.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why, is it the print or what?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were a Gucci guy.
I mean, I don't own any Gucci, but
yeah, me neither.
I'm never like, the only thing, if I was ever gonna buy something, it would be the black on black Louis V bags, like a backpack. That's it. I wouldn't wear like a purse type thing, or maybe a duffel, but like also like my duffel bags I'm pretty rough with.
Yeah.
So I'd want it to be something like a backpack that I'm kind of keeping on me.
Yeah.
But if I was doing that, it'd be black on black.
I'm with you on that. I like subtle stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like subtlety,
Yep.
All
right. Anyways.
So we featured these last week. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This week was like kind of weak. It was week 18. A lot of big name guys weren't even playing.
Yeah.
So Pat Surtain, you got to go back to, there he is. Pat Surtain pulled out these Kobe's again. We talked about them last week, so I won't waste too much time on them. But they're still really cool. So if you missed last week, now you get to see them here. But yeah, they're pretty dope. On to the next.
Yep. Yo, George Pickens, he's testing the boundaries here.
Dude, George Pickens, man, he's constantly he's pushing all the boundaries of like every level of football. He's out of control. But these are pretty cool. Jordan 12 in yellow and blue. And then I don't know if I can tell you guys, but Coda sent me what he's going to be wearing next week in the playoffs. He's got a pregame pair and an in-game pair, and they are very cool. So those are definitely going to be on my Cleat Heat for the playoffs. So keep an eye out for that. But these are cool too. The red is kind of interesting because, I mean, there's not really a ton of red in their uniforms, but he's getting away with it, I guess. Yeah. They've just got the red star on the helmet. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah.
And lastly, we have Adam Thielen. So I'm pretty sure the story here is it was his son's birthday, and his son is a huge Luigi fan. So he pulled out, or Mario Bros. So he pulled out a little happy birthday pair, and then you've got Mario and Luigi on the sides. and then like the break pattern on the toe box. It was really hard to find a photo of Adam Thielen. He had like 2 catches for 12 yards, but I found one, and it shows the cleats pretty nicely. And then we've got the big picture of the cleats here, and these are cool, really unique. You know, a little happy birthday message to his son or whatever. That's dope. Had to put them on here. Oh, that wasn't the last one. Why did I say lastly?
I don't know.
I'm tweaking. There's like 2 more. So next up, we got Quincy Williams, New York Jets. He's worn these earlier this season. But like I said, it was kind of a weak. Oh, let me see if I can say this. It was a weak for Cleat Heat.
Nice.
All right. So these are like what are they? Like a Jordan 1 Louis Vuitton off-white thing. There's a lot of stuff going on here. They're dope. They're all black. You can barely see them in the picture, so I had to blow them up for you guys. They're cool. Take my word for it. On to the next. Okay, lastly, we got Mac Wilson. I think he's worn these earlier in the year. Snow game. He pulled out a pair of Jordan 14 inspired football cleats, black, white, with the black accessories. It's clean, cool cleats. Honestly, just not a great week for Cleat Heat, but
yeah,
it's the end of the season. You know, things are winding down, so what do you expect? But either way, pretty dope. That's going to be your Cleat Heat for Week 18, the final week of the regular season. Very excited for the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Playoffs is cool because you get to see some really interesting looks, but it's a lot less quantity. So it's also easier to focus on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of what's going on. You know what I mean? Yep. So I honestly, I love the playoffs just because it's not overloaded with like, you got 12 games to figure out today, bouncing back and forth. It's just like one game, lock in, one by one.
It's definitely a lot less. Like it's good. It's very good. The quality of the games are really good. And then, like you said, you just have to focus on one at a time. Yeah. They're usually fun to watch. So yeah, it's pretty dope. I can't wait. What else we got? What's next?
To be honest, the last thing, we're going to do a best looks. And I was going to cop out. And I was going to do someone that I was like, I'll just throw him on here. But I decided I'm not going to do that. It was going to be Trey Sermon because he wears the Jalen Ramsey face mask. But like, I got to pull back a bit on all the Jalen stuff because it's just like his face mask is cool. And it's kind of my cop out for everything. And when I was trying to find photos, turns out Trey Sermon didn't even play this week. So
that makes it tricky.
Yeah. So I'm backing out of this one. It's all you. Who do you got? Even though I literally just said I got to cool down on the Jalen Ramsey stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of Mr. Jalen Ramsey, he is absolutely my look of the week. It's going to be the same picture that I used for the Cleat Heat. Let's pull it up real quick. There it is. So, I mean, this is just a clean look, top to bottom. Shut F7, custom Ramsey face mask for the F7, white lip guard, white chin saver, white arm sleeves, white gloves, white cleats. He just went all white, and it's one of my favorite looks. When a guy just wears all white accessories, it looks so good, and he nailed it. Usually, I feel like Jalen, I hate to say it, but usually I feel like he's kind of doing too much with like all the colors and stuff. Yeah. So seeing him just do like everything matching, everything white, it was really refreshing, and it looks really good. Like this is one of the cleanest looks I've seen from any DB all season long. So I know we're trying to chill out with Jalen Ramsey, but like this is fire. Like there's nobody else I could really think of to do instead of this. So shout out to Mr. Jalen.
I mean, on that note, we are going to be doing the exact opposite of chilling out next week because we are finally dropping our videos on his cleats, and we are dropping a video with Jordan Diab, his customizer, as well, about the customization process. So although I just said we're going to chill out on the Jalen stuff, we also had comments to redo the Jalen What Pros Wear video now that he's on the Dolphins because we haven't done that yet. So although I said I need to chill out, I'm actually about to do the exact opposite.
Yeah, it's about to just be a Jalen Ramsey YouTube channel.
Yeah,
low key.
Hey, if he wants to do something, I'll give him 10%.
There you go, dude. We got to get him on the podcast. We gotta.
Yeah.
So we can.
Yeah, you can tell him to his face that you think he tries to do too much.
Yeah, be like, yo, Jalen, man, you gotta chill with the colors, man. Look at this nice look you did in Week 18. The white, super clean. Let's chill out. Let's just keep it simple. Looks good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I wonder how he would respond to that. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be good.
But yeah.
That's pretty much it, man. Like I said, next week we'll be coming back with hopefully Evan.
Yeah, hopefully Evan's back.
That's kind of the big one.
Shout out to
Evan needs to get back because I've gotten very used to him being involved in these, and now that I have to do stuff on this again, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I want to go back to the way it was.
We need you, Evan.
I need Evan back. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it from us. Again, if you guys have any questions, any drip or skip, anything like that, don't forget to leave that down below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Peace.